Good evening, I'm Stephen Milewski.
Both Richardson and Baldwin are used to the big stage. The two played against each other at the Tournament of Champions 3 years ago. And tomorrow, they'll hope to step on an even bigger stage at the NBA Draft. Reporting in Manhattan, I'm Stephen Milewski, News 12 New Jersey. During the first 4 years at ProEdge, McDonald and Parker had just 2 clients. Now, they train about 150 young athletes. After passing the Senate on Monday, a bill that would allow ride-sharing services for upstate New Yorkers looks promising. NCC News reporter Jillian Lynch has more. Symptoms of pollen allergies can include runny nose, scratchy throat, or blurry vision, like this. The Syracuse Orange have 1 regular season game left, and it could make all the difference. The Bomberries are just 2 in a long line of family members who have played lacrosse, some who played here in the Carrier Dome at Syracuse University. For Tyson and Brendan, lacrosse is ingrained in their family roots. It's not just a sport they've played since they were kids. It's something that has taught them the importance of family and has shaped them into who they are today. Coming up at 4:45, more than 65,000 Onondaga County residents signed up for the Affordable Care Act before the January 31st deadline. Our reporter Cheyenne Zhang will dive deep into what Syracuse residents truly know about its effects. Last season, Rutgers finished with a 4-8 overall record. The biggest change? New head coach Chris Ash. The biggest competition? The quarterbacks. The gorilla Harambe, who was infamously killed at the Cincinnati Zoo after a boy fell in his enclosure, has a doppelganger in the form of a Cheeto. From fire protection to libraries and making sure the sidewalks are in good condition, a lot of these personalized services are a natural progression into what people look for. NCC News took to the street to ask locals how much they really knew about the Affordable Care Act. Up next, we'll have an update on Washington, where President Trump and the Senate hope to finalize several confirmations to the president's cabinet. While this past weekend suggests that winter's time isn't coming to a close in central New York, the spring following this year's mild winter could be one of the worst ever for people with allergies. According to the Asthma and Allergy Foundation for America, Syracuse is the 3rd most challenging place to live in the United States with allergies, which gives sneeze-prone students like Brittany Reed concern.
That scares me. I realized last year that my allergies were way worse here. I'm from Albany, New York, so that's only 2.5 hours east.
At the Allergy Asthma Rheumatology Associates in Syracuse, Dr. Harsharan Singh believes the recent weather won't deter what could be a bad pollen season.
As soon as it thaws, the pollen level might rise again. So it shouldn't be long before it starts pollinating.
One of the main reasons why Syracuse is ranked so high in 2016 is because of a worse than average pollen score. Symptoms of pollen allergies can include runny nose, scratchy throat, or blurry vision, like this. But experts and people agree that treating allergy symptoms early and often can make things a lot more clear.
Take your medications regularly. Start taking them early. If you don't know you have an allergy, probably go figure that out, get your tests done.
Reduce exposure to allergens and then take medications and then get evaluated if the previous steps do not work.
AARA patient Steve Hotchkiss believes that the information available today helps people be aware of symptoms that could affect them tomorrow.
You know, a lot more people are becoming allergic or more aware of their allergies. When in the past they might have thought they had a headache. I think people are becoming more aware of it.
Not every 16-year-old has their face on a Gatorade bottle, but that's the case for Denellen's Sydney McLaughlin. Her records on the track speak for themselves, but the rising senior at Union Catholic values her life off it just as much.
I do the training, you know, I go to practice every day, but I think it's also important just to, you know, live life and not stress over track 24/7.
On her way to making the Olympic team, McLaughlin set a new world junior record in the 400-meter hurdles. That's when her dad, Willie, realized his daughter would become a sensation.
So I passed the movie theater, the marquee has Congratulations Sydney on it, and then we realized, okay, people know about this. And everywhere I go, someone's saying, you know, people have parties watching the race, and it's pretty crazy.
McLaughlin will become the youngest U.S. track athlete to compete at the Olympics in 44 years. Her first race in the 400-meter hurdles will be on August 15th.
I think everything kind of happened for a reason, even though there's a lot of struggles, but I think it was the struggles that kind of got me to where I am.
McLaughlin insists that she's going to take in her experience in Brazil and use it to pave the way toward her future goals.
I'm just here for the experience and just to go enjoy myself. You know, it's just a race. It's the same thing I've been doing, and it's a great platform to just get the experience because there's so many more years ahead of me.
But before she heads to Rio, McLaughlin will be spending her 17th birthday with family and friends at home. In Scotch Plains, I'm Stephen Milewski, News 12 New Jersey.